Hi, hello, how are you? Hope you are all fine. First of all, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. هذه أول محاضرة في الفصل الدراسي الثاني لمستوى أول الكورس كورس اللغة الإنجليزية إنجليزي 102 سوف يكون إن شاء الله. أيضا محاضرة اليوم بما أنها المحاضرة الأولى بمشيئة الله تعالى سوف تكون مقدمة عن هذا الكورس. أيضا قبل أن نتكلم عن مقدمة على هذا الكورس الذي سوف يكون سلايد في الأخير فقط عن الخطة المؤقتة التي سوف نمشي على ضوءها في مفردات مادة اللغة الإنجليزية لهذا الفصل. أولا وقبل كل شيء سوف يكون بمشيئة الله تعالى هناك مراجعة لما تم دراسته في الفصل الدراسي الماضي نقطة وإن شاء الله هنا لو نلاحظ هنا في السلايد الأول أو الشريحة الأولى من البي بي تي المعروض في الشق الآخر من هذا السكرين بيكون معنا بداية في الصفحة الثانية preliminary وهو التمهيد. قلنا كما ذكرنا لكم أن هناك دروس تم أخذها في الفصل الماضي ومن هذه المواضيع ومن هذه القواعد النحوية وكذلك قواعد النطق وبعض المفردات التي أخذناها من بينها الأزمنة والمبني للمعلوم والمبني للمجهول كذلك الصفات كذلك النطق وبعض المفردات أو المصطلحات الطبية. إذن هنا سوف يكون حديثا اليوم حول هذه الموضوع ومراجعة سريعة لهذه النقاط، وكذلك سوف ننتقل إلى ما سوف نأخذه من مواضيع في هذا الفصل الدراسي بمشيئة الله. في السلايد نمبر 3 هنا مراجعة للأزمنة. So first of all, I'll talk in English for your benefit and review for the tenses. Actually, we have studied them all, so talking English will be more beneficial for you and will be helpful as well for you also. Here we have past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous. We have 12 tenses. So present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous, and here in the future we have 4 tenses: future simple, future continuous, future perfect continuous, 4 primary tenses also in the future tense. First of all, in the past tense we have talked over some rules which we mean by is that the sense of using the tense, when we use the tense, how we use the tense, so the howness, which is how we use the tense, we give you the structure, the rules, and we told you when we use the tense, which is the sense of the tense as we said, so the situation, the context, when you use this tense particularly. Past simple, we said in the past, something happened in the past, we talk over it, and that action, maybe routine action happened in the past or some habitual thing happened in the past. And we have words for that tense like yesterday, last week, last year, last month, and so on. We have past continuous, two actions go together. One of them interfered over the other, intervened over the other, or breaks the other. For example, while he was going to school, I met him. Or when he came to me, I was reading. Then we have past perfect. And we talked over the past perfect. We have 2 words oriented for this. I can say keywords. for example, before and after, and when we use before and when we use after. Also past perfect continuous, when we took something happened in the past in the perfect period but continued for particular time period. Also present simple, when we talk over routine, daily activities, habits, and some words or keywords for that, which are like every day, usually, often, sometimes. These words are oriented or introduced for you as symbols to use them and to understand the sense of using the tense. I go to school every day, for example, before coronavirus time. For example, present continuous, when we talk about the action which is going on and on while talking over it. Action is going on, and here we are talking over the going on action. Present perfect. Here also the present perfect, we talk about the ending up period or while of some action, and that action happened in that decided particular period, specific period of time. We are talking at that moment. For example, I have closed the book. The book is closed right now. I said I have closed it. So right now, at this right moment, I have ended up reading the book. So this can be the present perfect. So present perfect continuous, something might happen when we talk about something is going on and on with us for some while, and that while is, for example, is going on the edge of the completion of the action. Future simple talking about something will happen in the future, like I'll go to school after coronavirus lockdown. I'll go to the university after so and so time period. And in the symbol, and we have shall and will as modal verbs, which are compulsory for this tense particularly. Future continuous, when we talk about the action which is decided or which is decided to start up at a specific moment and then or specific time, and from there on we'll go on talking over an action which is going on. For example, I'll be teaching you by 9:30, for example, tomorrow. Present perfect, future perfect. Future perfect, here we have something will happen in the future, but we are talking about the ending up point. So here's the opposite definition. When we talk about future continuous, we said that we are talking about the starting up point of the action. But here in the future perfect, we are talking about the ending up point of the action. So I'll have arrived at 6 p.m. So I'm talking about the ending up period of the action. So it will have finished at that time period. Future perfect continuous. For that, I can remember an example I stated to you last semester, and we said if your friend, your brother, your father may ask you a question, hey please, how long will you have been studying pharmacy at 21st September University? Your answer, the question actually in itself is in the future perfect continuous. So you will have to answer in the future perfect continuous. You will say, or your answer would be, oh well, I'll have been, for example, I'll have been studying for 4 more years. for 5 more years, like this. So you have studied 1 year, you have been studying for 1 year, and you will have been studying for more 5 years. If the system for 5 years, for 6 years, I mean. Here we have completed the tenses, and we have to start talking over the next subject, which is the passive voice. The passive voice is very simple, and simply we talked over it, that we change the place, the location of the object. We take the object and put it in the subject place, and we take the subject and we talk preceded by, and we put it in the object place. Here we have to use the verb be, and according to the tenses, as we initially discussed the tenses, and we have to go to the details, go through the details as we explained each and every tense in detail. So please go through the details in order to observe the tenses well, because if you understand the tenses well, you will understand the passive voice well, believe me. So focus also on the tenses in changing from active into the passive voice, please. Here we have another point, the adjectives, and we know the types of the adjectives, and even the adjectives, words can describe the noun simply. And we have words, short words with 3 or 4 letters, and long words which can be consisted of more than 2 syllables or more than 1 part. More than 1 part, 2, 3 parts. The word can be consistent. For example, beautiful, 2 parts. But when we said happy, it will be 1 part. So here we discussed in our in the previous semester this type of adjectives, and the syllables of the adjectives as well, and the order of the adjectives. We start with the opinion. We said we have opinion or abstract adjectives, which are like smart, beautiful, and so on and so forth. And we have fact adjectives. So when we order the adjectives, we start with the opinion adjectives, then we follow them with the fact adjectives, like tall, black, short, and so on. Here we have comparative adjectives, and we have more an er ending for the short form words or 1 syllable words. And we have superlative adjectives, we have the must, and we have also there for the 1 syllable words or short words, we have ist. Comparison with that, also we have talked over, and I can remember the example as well, that for example, if you worship your God, the best you worship your God, the happiest you become. The best you worship your God, the happiest you will become. And for example, the more you read, the more you write, the more you listen to our lecture, the more you follow our lecture, the more you understand, the more you repeat again and again and over again the lecture oriented and the audio visual aid, the more you understand, and the perfect you understand, and the perfect you answer. That is the result or the conclusion or the consequence of your previous action. Have you do well? So to solve well. Here we have also talked over the pronunciation. Pronunciation, we talked over consonant sounds, also which can be divided into 2 parts or 2 types, voice and voiceless, and we talked over them all. And also we talked in the next lecture or the second lecture, I can remember like this, the vowel sounds. We talked over monophthong and diphthong and triphthong. I'm so sorry, maybe triphthong we didn't talk over it, but we discussed monophthong, which is single vowel sounds, and diphthongs, which are two vowel sounds can be composed or contained in one word. For example, take. Two E and I letters, which is A and E sounds. These are vowel sounds are set together to utter, to pronounce a new pronunciation, a new sound, which is A. Instead of A, E, you can say A. And for read, for read, for this is one single vowel. And if you can go back and you check your notes, you will find a lot of examples over this issue. Here we have also medical terminologies. We talk over 86. There are more than 100 actually, but what we have decided are 86 medical terminologies. We give them definitions, we set examples, and we give even story, accidental story. You can remember, I can remind you the story that took the accident after Yesla Mountain lorry with the bus, and there were maybe 16 passengers in the bus, and the bus blew up fire, and then people were crowded, and then we called the ambulance and so on and so forth. You can remember the story, and your friends also, your classmates perform it on the stage as well as a scenario, and we give them some marks over there and some scores they earned. Also here we have to talk over our course. So it is time to talk over our course in this semester, the current semester, the second semester for you, and the course English 2. So here, if we are talking about the future or the plan of the current semester, here we have 12 subjects. First, reported speech in medical context. Though we have talked over the reported speech, but we'll again talk over it. Prepositions we have talked over them, but we'll give you some more. Transitional words, the conjunction, while, whereas, however, on the other hand, in other words, albeit, during. These words for the coherence of your ideas and the cause of your information. Advanced transitional words will be there also. Rules of reading, how to read what you are required in reading, how to read the passage, how to understand it. Comprehensive reading rules will be there. Medical short story for practice. So we'll give you short story for practice. You will practice it, and we will orate it, and we will narrate it, and you will practice it. Also, case short story for performance. You will perform case short story for a patient, for example, and we'll practice on the stage as well. And if there is no practice, we'll have a meeting in a Zoom application. There we'll contact you and we'll decide the time to have that online presentation or online conference will be like this, inshallah. Also, rules of writing a paragraph. This is very important for you, even for the other materials. How to write. You will be a doctor. You'll be in an urgent need to write perfectly from the paragraph. Rules of writing a letter. Rules of writing a medical report. I send it to someone else or to some other hospital, or even to send it to foreign countries for the patient for amputation or for something like this. Rules of writing an article, a paper, a research paper. Some of you will, if not all of you, will go abroad or will continue to pursue higher studies for even doctorate. So that will be great for them. Even for your research project, maybe in the 6th year, you will have to have some researches. Also, writing rules of writing a research project. Research project is very important for you, and I think it is mandatory or compulsory for the education all over the world, not only in Yemen. And thank you very much. These are all the 12 prepared subjects to talk over. And thank you very much from the recesses of my heart for your attentive listening. And you hope you read and hit the box. You have to hit the box, and we have a book to be recommended to you. This book is very good for you to read it, for tenses, for passive, for a lot of grammar rules, for the beginners, even intermediate, even the advanced. They are also in need for reading this book. So you read it, please. Read it, go through it, and it will be very beneficial for you, useful for you. The tenses, all the rules, even the participial, preposition, transitional words, you will find them all in this. Tenses, all the tenses in details will be in this book. So I recommend this book to you to read it, please. And hope you have a good time reading and in education in distance. Thank you very much. See you next lecture with a good information. And if you have any question, you contact your monitor or directly contact me on WhatsApp. Send me any question, and in next lecture I'll initially answer your questions, clear your doubts, and we'll start on with the new lecture. Thank you and goodbye for all.